They look at the finish line and they see 100 people. 100 ambitious souls, 100 gifted minds, 100 athletes with a burning desire to win. And they wonder how they can possibly come out on top. They look at the competition, they compare resumes, they calculate the odds, and they begin to doubt. They believe the battle will be won by the most talented, the most charismatic, or the luckiest. But they are wrong. They are so wrong. The real race is not won in a single moment of genius. It is not won with a shortcut or a flash of luck. It is won in the brutal, beautiful, and unglamorous trenches of relentless effort and unwavering endurance. Effort is the great equalizer. Effort is the silent assassin. And if you master this art, then the world will bow before you. I want you to remember these two words: outwork everyone, outlast everyone. To outwork everyone, you must be willing to sacrifice today for the sake of tomorrow. Let me say it again. To outwork everyone, you must be willing to sacrifice today for the sake of tomorrow. And what does that mean? It means that when others are relaxing, when others are enjoying themselves, when others are taking a well-deserved break, you will be working. You will be sharpening your skills. You will be improving your craft. And I know this might sound like a very simple concept, but let me ask you a question. How many people do you know who have sacrificed today for the sake of tomorrow? How many people do you know who have been willing to work when others were playing, to learn when others were partying, to improve when others were indulging? If you think about it, the answer is probably very few. The truth is that most people are not willing to make that sacrifice. Most people would rather enjoy themselves today and worry about tomorrow. But here is the thing. There is no tomorrow. There is only today. And if you want to outwork everyone, if you want to outlast everyone, then you have to understand this. You have to live like a man possessed. You have to live like a woman possessed. You have to live like your life depends on it. Because guess what? It does. Now let's talk about the second part of the philosophy, which is Outlast. Now listen, the difference between the greatest and the rest is their ability to tolerate pain. The greatest can endure more pain than the rest. They can put in more hours than the rest. They can suffer more than the rest. See, when you start something, you're filled with enthusiasm, hope, and energy. You're filled with all these positive emotions. But here's the problem. Those emotions don't last forever. What happens when you hit your first setback? What happens when you face your first obstacle? What happens when you encounter your first failure? That's when your true colors shine. That's when you have to dig deep within yourself and find the strength to carry on. That's when you have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. That's when you have to embrace the pain, the struggle, the discomfort, and use it as fuel to propel you forward. Think of a boxer training for a championship fight. He's hitting the heavy bag, running the ropes, sparring with contenders. But when push comes to shove, when he's in the ring under the bright lights, with the crowd roaring, that's when his true mettle is tested. Every punch hurts, every block shakes him, every dodge leaves him vulnerable. But he pushes through. He digs deep within himself and finds the strength to endure. And that's what it takes to be the best, to be able to endure more, to be able to suffer more, to be able to push through more. Here's the hard truth, my friends. Most people will give up long before they reach their goals. Most people will quit long before they achieve their dreams. Why? Because they're not willing to endure the pain, to suffer the struggle, to embrace the discomfort. But if you want to win, if you want to succeed, if you want to triumph, then you have to be willing to do whatever it takes. You have to be willing to go the extra mile, to push beyond your limits, to dig deep within yourself and find that inner strength that has been dormant for so long. Let me ask you a question. What are you willing to endure for the sake of your dreams? What are you willing to sacrifice for the sake of your goals? Or put it another way, what are you not willing to endure? What are you not willing to sacrifice? Are you not willing to endure the mockery of others? Are you not willing to sacrifice your comfort? Are you not willing to endure the loneliness of the journey? Are you not willing to sacrifice your distractions? Are you not willing to endure the doubt within yourself? Are you not willing to sacrifice your excuses? My friends, if you want to win, if you want to succeed, then you have to be willing to endure the fire, to embrace the pain, to suffer the struggle, because that's where your true strength lies. When you look at the Olympic Games, you see the best of the best. You see the most skilled, the most trained, the most disciplined athletes from all over the world. And yet you know that even they have to endure incredible pain. They have to train for years, push their bodies to the limit, overcome injuries and setbacks, all for the sake of a few seconds of glory. You know that they too have to outlast everyone. And here's the ultimate test. Think of the marathon runner. He's not the fastest, he's not the strongest, he's not the most gifted, but he has one thing that the others don't have. He has an iron will. He has an unshakable determination. He has the ability to endure more than anyone else. And that's what makes him the champion. That's what allows him to outlast everyone. And that's what enables him to cross the finish line first. Remember, the world is a brutal, unforgiving place. It rewards only the strong, the resilient, the tenacious. And if you want to succeed, you have to be willing to do whatever it takes. You have to be willing to outwork everyone, to outlast everyone. Think of the entrepreneur who wakes up before dawn, works tirelessly throughout the day, sacrifices countless hours of his life, all for the sake of his dream. Think of the artist who paints late into the night, composes music in the dead of the night, writes stories that touch the soul, all for the sake of his passion. Think of the scientist who spends sleepless nights in the laboratory, experiments failing, successes elusive, all for the sake of his research. Think of the activist who fights for justice, equality, human rights, all for the sake of his vision. These are the people who truly understand the meaning of outwork everyone, outlast everyone. They understand that success is not a destination, it's a journey. It's a long, arduous journey filled with obstacles, setbacks, failures, and doubts. But they don't care. They're willing to endure any pain, to suffer any struggle, to embrace any discomfort for the sake of their dreams. You see, talent and luck are overrated. They're unreliable, unpredictable, and often fleeting. But effort is the one constant factor that you can control. It's the one thing that you can rely on. It's the one currency that the world truly respects and rewards. So don't wait for luck. Don't rely on talent. Don't expect shortcuts. Outwork everyone. Outlast everyone. Live like a man possessed, a woman possessed, and the world will bow before you. The finish line isn't waiting for the fastest. It's waiting for the last one standing.